Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Thanks for everyone for joining us in the early AMs to get the best sports betting information possible from two of the best professional handicappers that, money can buy. But hopefully everyone's off a good night of wins. I watched a lot of hockey. I couldn't quite stay awake to find out, what happened in the Avalanche Kraken game, but I do see this morning Avalanche pulled it out, but of course, Ramon, you like those Kraken, that Kraken team on the puck line once again.
Yeah, Mindy, I wish that would have, I played it. I didn't put it in a premium. I really wanted to. They obviously gave up that late lead. It was a little bit of a scare, but they covered that puck line. Couldn't put it in a premium for some reason. I was not.
Well, you gave it out live on the show. No, you didn't give it out live.
No, I gave out
because I gave out this side. Yeah, that's right.
We won it. I mean, I had the under. I really liked the under. And then I ended up playing the Kraken pretty stiff, but myself. But I only went with. I had probably the fewest premiums I've had in many months, and a bad idea when you're a volume guy. Don't hesitate, but I just my plays that I had were better than the others, and that didn't work out for me. But good morning and welcome to the morning steam with the Midwest Premier Sports Handicapper, Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. Best team money can buy. I feel, like I'm not.
Hey, it's a free service, you guys. It's a free
YouTube
service.
Thank you.
Free money can buy.
Thank you. Welcome to those of you that were watching the Western Bulldogs destroy the Fremantle Dockers just moments ago in a day game in Australian football. Anybody watch that one with me here? Just ended? No. The Bulldogs crushing the Fremantle Dockers in a rout. Does anybody wake up early and watch that? Anyways, it was a big upset because Fremantle was a slight favorite. Yes, Mindy, that's right. A couple more games tonight in the AFL. So I was doing when I was prepping for the show, but it was a blowout late, so I was able to focus in, get ready for the show. Hello to everybody. We'll say hello to everyone coming in. Yeah, Mindy. Good night on the ice. Exciting night. Saw the Rangers take care of business against the Devils. Mm-hmm. Right. Toronto comes back and routs Tampa Bay to even.
They did. A lot of hats on the ice. So what do they actually do with the hats after they collect them? Do we know? I mean, I'm not close to any sort of, professional hockey team to know what they do with the hat trick hats.
I would imagine it might be a charity thing. I don't know. I should know this. What do they do? Do they scoop them up and leave them by the exit and just grab somebody?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like some were getting rid of some old hats. There was a couple I saw with 2017, on their hats that were out there on the ice.
Well, you're supposed to wear an old hat to a game. That's the old saying. You don't want to be going out there buying a new $40 lid and then chuck it out there.
I know everyone's like, Mindy, would you throw your hat? I would. No way. They're like, would you bring an old one? No.
Oh no, you got
not doing it.
I don't know about that. I mean, it depends. But yeah, I mean, what also, it was you mentioned BGK winning as well against Winnipeg in an over last night, and in the NBA. Big line move, Mindy, on the Phoenix Suns LA Clippers game last night. Tyrone Lue said it was very deflating that Kawhi couldn't come up and play in that game. That's troublesome. That's a troublesome quote to hear. You got to wonder his status moving forward. He was on the bench there. You saw him in street clothes. Clippers actually covered the new spread.
Right.
The Clippers is a
closing line, whatever you want to say. Yeah.
I took a loss because I gave it out as a premium early. I don't think, again, I'm, talk about partnerships with the league. Kawhi wasn't really on any injury reports or anything like that. He just came up with an injury. Apparently suffered in game 1, and then he played game 2, and then wasn't ready for the next game. So a little bit troublesome there. The Golden State Warriors with a blowout. Sacramento really never in it in that one. Mindy, the Warriors clicking at home in a massive under.
I guess.
Yeah. And the Philadelphia 76ers, maybe a push for most, a loss for me. I had the just 4.5 with the Nets. So I had a loss by the hook. So took a couple L's yesterday. We'll repair that today. Major League Baseball yesterday, Mindy, we saw, your Angels lose to the Yankees.
Right. Sandoval, not a good first inning. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he got roughed up pretty good there. But you did have the Red Sox on the show. Good play there yesterday. Over in the National League, they finally got that Dodgers-Cubs game underway after a lengthy rain delay. And the Dodgers ended up edging out the Cubs in that one, a late pitching change in that game for the Cubs. And, I'll just talk about my Padres for a moment. They got a big win in Arizona in the debut of Fernando Tatis this season. And I mentioned on the show, Mindy, that I thought Tatis would be booed by the Arizona crowd. Indeed, he was, but you couldn't hear him because the Padres had half the fans in the stadium. So actually, he was sounding like he was being cheered the whole time. And I thought, when the suspension first came down and the news came down of him, that I thought the Padres fans would not be receptive to because the expectations of the team were so high, and it's a big letdown. And there's still a lot of question marks about his maturity moving forward, but the Padres report that he's done everything correctly. Remember, he balked on a shoulder surgery. No one likes to have a surgery if they really don't have to. And when you're being told as a young athlete that you don't need this surgery, but you could injure your shoulder again, really, so he went through a shoulder surgery, 2 wrist surgeries, first time he had played since 2021. He went 0 for 5, but he did play enthusiastically in right field and made some nice plays. I'm sure everything will be just fine once he gets rolling. Padres with Tatis roll the Diamondbacks, Colorado and Philadelphia. Saw it was interesting game there with what we saw from Strom and Reds and Pirates yesterday. You gave out a winner on the show with the Pirates. So let's start to say hello to him. Curtis was here to open the door again. Thank you, Curtis. All right. See who else is here that Curtis let in before we got here. Oh, boy, nice to see everyone coming in here. Howard Hogan was here strolling up, and then Brent was right behind, followed by Blake. Thomas, and then Tyrone. Brent said he had the Kraken on the puck line. Yeah, no, I definitely intimated. Not going to take credit for a win on the air. I was making fun of you, right? I was like, Mindy, what are you doing? I mean,
what are you doing? Right.
Kraken on the road every time. And then, I couldn't pull the trigger on a premium. Luis Venegas there. Fernando is here today. Oh, really? Well, that's a great thing. I would think that's cool. Maybe they wear it during the post game interview. I think hockey's got one of the best post games, right, Mindy? With the 3 stars, most of the teams do the on ice interview with the reporter that blares out over the loudspeaker when they win at home. I think hockey has that part of it right that no other sport really does it quite like hockey. I think at the end of the game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Give them to the kids. Not like a bunch of, children in faraway continents wearing Chicago Cubs World Series champions T-shirts or something. They print all the wrong shirts up. They have a box for the winning team, and whichever team wins. So you're gonna have to get rid of the T-shirts. They send them off to some other continent, and they got a bunch of underprivileged children running around in T-shirts that say world champions that never came close. Miguel is here. Bionic is here. Great to see a variety of people chiming in early. Thank you for reserving your comments as well about all the games while we say hello to everyone. Michael Lanier, Joel Costa, and Fernando said, I was saying, watch out.
I'm trying to tell you.
Solo here. Hey, Mindy is Lazzy Love. Oh, I love that. Lazzy Love coming in. So it looks like Lazzy making his debut here, it looks like to me. But he says, good morning, everyone. And I like that. Looks like Lazzy knows what's going on here. Darren is here. Sherilyn's here. Butterscotch. This is great. The way everyone's just chiming in to say hello. And then we'll get into the comments. That's kind of what I want to see a little bit. That speeds things up, I'd say. Man, Michael Thompson, walk this way. Sue is here. NFL to go, money line. Wow. Is that right, Butter?
I thought it was funny. The Cubs, they never can win.
Well, right. And what happened, was that, and there have been a couple of instances where I hearkened it back to my own personal experience of the Cubs basically calling themselves the National League champions in 1984 when they won the first 2 games of the series against the Padres. The Padres came back and won 3 straight. And the Cubs had, world championship hats printed up and all that. So, yeah, in fact, good that Eric, hello, good morning to Eric as well. But one of the things that I ended up going under in that game because of the conditions. Once, and it wasn't a play or anything on the air, but once I kept seeing the broadcast, I kept seeing it as I was checking. It wasn't a lot of games, so I kept, checking back and seeing it just didn't look like it was going to carry, even though it might have been windy. It just seemed like a heavy, heavy day there. So,
right.
And hello to Eric, and hey, he's got the Jack Brick House there. So, all right. How about the bumper sticker? Steve Garvey is not my Padre.
Not my Padre.
Famously had some relationships, Mindy, maybe out of, maybe had a few extra family members. All right. Yeah. Oh, I love the. Hey, you gotta love what the Cubs look like they're up to right now. Actually, yeah, need a closer. All right, but they got their man on the mound today. We'll see what Mindy Hahn thinks when we get to it. We're gonna say baseball, even though there's one day game. Let's highlight the playoffs today if we can, even though we have a day game in baseball. I think we can get away with that. Start with the NBA.
All right, let's do it.
Go to NHL. Well, Mindy, we got to go over and see what happened at Tony'sPicks.com. Even though I'm not too interested in it, I do want to see how everyone did, though, yesterday on the website, especially considering how everyone did the previous day. And we want to pump up everybody on our website that did well. Let's take a look. Heading over there now and bring it up on the screen. Leaderboard not as long. Wasn't as many games, too. I'll mention, to choose from yesterday, right? We only had 14 games on the show. So here we go. Take a look. All right. Well, Pravi Samamurti returns to the top of the leaderboards there yesterday, clicking at 64%.
He found 12th place.
Yeah. Josh Pope, 2-0. Sean Dinwiddie, 67%. Collins Brown, 62.5%. Nick Lagaretto, 67%. And the VIP account also comes in the green. You guys tricked me yesterday, well, I don't know if it's apparently, that, well, no, not you, Mindy.
But a dirty trick?
Well, no, the SpaceX, They weren't even sure that thing was. They were kind of thinking it was going to explode. They weren't. They were like, "Hey, it exploded. We learned something." Maybe they
were saying that after it exploded.
Maybe, but really, reading the story, I think they were like 50-50, like it was going to make it around their little half a trip around or well, I guess 3/4, maybe 3/4 or 80%. It was supposed to go from Texas to Hawaii.
An expensive lesson, I guess.
Yeah, well, and apparently the next one might blow up too. So I think that's the way they look at it. Take a look at the week. Collins Brown, 22.55. Look at Hollywood Sam, strong percentage. Daniel Woloschuk as well. These are and team. We're in the profit zone for the last 7 days. We went 1-1 yesterday. I let Mindy down. I couldn't come through with any of her suggestions. She obviously had some winners that I could have capitalized on. And so you see the winners there, and over the last 30 days, Collins Brown, not everyone's playing $100 per play. Maybe they are, but probably playing a little bit more than that. So Collins averaging a little more than $100 of profit per day. That's probably good enough to make a living. Not $100, but the fact that, if you're a subscriber to any premium pick packages, probably going a little bit stronger on your unit size, especially when you have a hot handicapper like Collins Brown. Hollywood Sam also has a VIP account, a really strong month. I'm still hanging in there. Ralph, Daniel, Tiffany also in the green. So over at Tony'sPicks.com, that's where you'll find our premium picks. Those are what I'm talking about when I show you those standings there. Those are our best picks. We're a handicapper website with our premium picks, and you can see here, let's see what packages are loaded up from the crew today. You got Daniel with a 5-pack, 4 in Major League Baseball, 1 in hockey. How about Ben Ruhala? He's got a 3-pack of Major League games there. Nick Bartini, he's ready to go in playoff action with a 5-pack in the NHL, 3-pack in the NBA, and a 3-pack also in Major League Baseball. So Mindy and I will have plenty of plays today, right. I'm sure. But we want to see what we're doing with the Morning Steam team, what you guys have for us as well with your picks. So put us on some winners. Okay, I'm going to say hello to a few more people, Mindy, and then we'll get started or find a few more comments here as we get rolling. I have... that might be it. Oh, Verley's here. All right. Okay, that's it. We're going to start with those basketball games today. Let me bring up the latest lines, see if there's been any changes as we get started here. And first game up. The Boston Celtics are going to go on and take on the Atlanta Hawks here as the series has shifted now to Atlanta. Mindy, the Celtics are still going to be a favorite here. I'm showing the line mostly at 5, but I am showing some 5.5s as well. I mean, Celtics on the road, and Atlanta came in from the little play-in tournament, so maybe this total also has gone up a little bit. I'm showing 228.5 now. Celtics and the Hawks, Mindy. Celtics up 2-0.
Yeah, I think this is one of those that it seems like once we've changed between home and away, there has been a little bit of difference, I guess, right? Kind of my observation from the first go round is, if the teams evened it up on the road, they were like, well, forget about it the next game, right? They, like the Lakers coming out, winning big the first and then, blowing it the next. I mean, there was wild, swings in totals and such too. Clippers being at about 206 and then being at about 260. So it's been pretty wild. I think if the Hawks are going to win one, today's probably going to be the day. I think they might be motivated to win. I think this is their best chance at it. I'm going to go ahead and give the Hawks a try here today, even though I know they've been getting whooped here by the Celtics. But again, I think Trae Young might be due for a big game here after getting 24 in game 2. So Let's try the Hawks.
He continues to take the heat a little bit, for his play. So, I think that I don't know. I kind of want to come in on this one with you. Actually, here, let's take a look and see. So, I see some news there about Trey Young. I mean, his dad was a pretty popular guy. Is that going to affect the stat? Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on there with that comment. So let's just move on with the plays here. And his grandfather. Thank you, thank you, Relly. I didn't read that correctly, and I thought maybe some news had come out or something about that. So, but okay, yeah. I mean, I just to cut it short. I mean, I'm going to take the Hawks with you in this game. See what the chat has to say in this one. I know I'm stumbling along here. I'm trying to clean up some stuff here as I get the show rolling. Apologize, everybody. Maybe I'll just go through some of the comments here. And we already showed 3 on Boston. Here's Demetrius. Good morning to Jim Chichiti. How you been, brother? And here's Michael Lanier. Thurman Hill also here today. Well, there's an over from Michael. I'm gonna take the points with you, Mindy. We're vetoing here in this one. Hopefully, our title of pro handicappers will come through here because Solo's with us. We got one on our side. Look, I know it's hard to consider Atlanta, especially the way Boston covers the spread. I mean, they've been pretty terrific. So Boston has been hot. They've covered 8 of their last 10, and Atlanta at home just 18-23 against the spread this year. They are a little bit above 500 as an underdog. So I'm going to be with you, Mindy. We're going to take Atlanta in this one, and just play it. Look, here's the thing. I mean, Atlanta did need the play-in tournament. They did show, obviously a little bit of life in the games, but Boston ended up pulling away. I mean, Boston's dominated this series, but I'm going to give Atlanta a chance. It is a good matchup for Trey Young, and Atlanta's guards do play good defense. I think we've seen that, against Smart and White a little bit. I mean, they can't. I don't think they can stop Tatum, but you talked, and also let's see who was talking about anymore. Let's see. Okay, looks like that's it from our comments. I'm all caught up back here. I just was trying to make sure I don't go through some of those issues I had yesterday with my computer. So I'm going to be on Atlanta here plus the points. Okay, here comes Verley's also going to take a shot with us. This is the one, feels like to me, I'm going to be on Atlanta plus the points here. And, I would say, I mean, we're going to be stuck, Mindy, in this one, taking them here at 5.5, and maybe it'll stay at 5.5. There's no, expected injury information that's going to change this line. It just feels, though, like to me, as game time approaches, that Boston's going to be a public team. They're already taking, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but they've got to be taking at least 70% of the action. So if you are going to ride with us, I'd say you could wait till game time. I don't think we're going to see, a move on Atlanta or anything. And I want them, though, and maybe you can get a 6 by game time. And that's just, to me, because of the nature of this series. Michael says he will take the over in this one. And, Michael, I think you might be right. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to take on the New York Knickerbockers. We already saw one comment from the chat talking about this one. Hey, Mindy, it's Friday night, and this one's going to make the major. This is the network game. This is the ABC game tonight. They'll have this one on national television, network TV, if you will, here. So the Knicks, now a 1.5 point favorite. Cavs took steam. They're taking action here against the Knicks, and the total here is 211.5.
Well, I'm going to be with Darren, and I'm going to be with Thomas Lewis. I'm going to take the Knicks here today. I expect the Knicks here with Brunson, Randall. Excuse me, Brunson averaging 23 points a game. Randall, 20 and 9 rebounds through the first 2 playoff games. I just kind of see the Knicks as being maybe a little bit more of the experienced team here as well, where I think they go ahead and know that they need to knock this one down here tonight.
All right, Mindy, there you see, you talked about Darren on the Knicks there. Thomas also on the Knicks. I like the fact that our chat members say take the time to actually type in the word Knickerbockers. I mean, that's
right.
Butterscotch says Knicks money line. Well, yeah, I mean 1.5. So what is it? 115, 120, maybe even 125 at a few square shops. Here's Jim wants to lay half a point in the first quarter. Demetrius, New York and under. There's my play right there, Mindy. The under in this one with the Knicks and the Cavs. I think in general, I mean, we think of the Cavs defensively, and I think that's the way they're perceived, but not necessarily for a team that, doesn't really favor over or under like you would think. So Brent says the Knicks. Solo's on the Cavs. Luis is on the Knicks. A lot of discrepancy here, kind of like me and Mindy on the side, it sounds like.
Right.
I expect Mitchell to have – I like Mitchell here in this game. Mindy did talk about Brunson. I don't know. I think they can do a job on him. We'll see. And under is the play, says Verley. So let me mark it down for Verley. I put, V as my pick, as my pick. I don't put R, I put V for video. So maybe it's V for Verley.
Right. There you go.
And NFL to go says the Cavs as well. So the chat's definitely split. Mindy and I are obviously split on this one. And Mindy will take the Knicks, and I'll pivot, and I'll take the under 211.5. All right, you guys, good job. Good picks. All right, Mindy, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves here. Nuggets are going to be favored by 2.5. They're up 2-0. I mentioned the last. No, I didn't. 1-1 on that Knicks series, but the Nuggets are definitely up 2-0 here. On the Timberwolves are favored by 2.5, and the total's 222.
Well, the Nuggets are scoring more than 113 a game in their last 3. They make 50% of their shots. They're also hitting the glass with 11 offensive boards per game. Nuggets have won 4 out of 5 versus the Timberwolves. I'm taking the Nuggets.
I mean, is this a first half line? I mean,
it is kind of interesting, I'm going to say.
Maybe the Timberwolves will find a way to get together. I just think they're a mess. I mean, they're not. They're one of the play-in teams as well. Obviously, the Nuggets are. We know the top seed, and here they are, just favored by 2.5 on the road. I get it. We're in the playoffs, but for me, I would think. And Jokic, I think, is actually listed on the injury report. He's not going to miss this game. Let's see. Probable with that wrist injury. So isn't it just the way they run they can and to see a couple teams doing the way they're doing the screen and roll, man, get in such tight quarters now when they run it down the lane like that, and nobody does it better, it seems like, in the league than the Nuggets. I don't see them losing. I don't know if they're going to. This could be a sweep right now. We'll see what the chat has to say, but I mean, Murray and Jokic right now. I mean, I don't see. I don't know if I want to say don't see a letdown, but
I don't see a letdown.
Well,
it's easy enough.
I like the way Prince for the Wolves. Looking at my numbers here, KCP's not in a great spot. It looks like. Okay, let's see what the chat has. Kind of going off some of those numbers of the series as well, but okay, here we go with Verley does say, hey, Minnesota's going to hang in there in the first half.
They did it last game, I guess.
And Relly Bun says Porter Jr. has got his points, rebounds, and assists to go over. Jim's on the Nuggets. There's some support here for the Timberwolves solo. Denver, though, for Butterscotch. Thomas is on the Nuggets. I don't know if there's too much here in this one with the crew. NFL to go says this is an easy one for the Nuggets. I wonder what's behind NFL to go, your handle. Sounds like an app.
Right?
All right. Looks like not a lot of interest in this game from the chat. I mean, here's another thing. I just JoJo.
Is that you, JoJo?
JoJo's here. Welcome to JoJo. Have we met, JoJo?
I don't remember.
Thank you for your pick. Great to have you. If not, it looks like JoJo knows exactly what's going on. I just don't remember saying JoJo. I know I would have gotten excited. Welcome, JoJo. So, and here comes some more plays. Demetrius has Denver and under. Yeah, to me it looks, especially when you look at these two teams. I mean that, Denver has gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. They've gone under 27-35 as a favorite. But I will note that on the road they tend to go over a little more. They're just a 50-50 team really on the road, over under, but they have so many unders at home that it makes the overs on the road kind of stand out. Minnesota 17-24 to the under as at home, but I don't know. Just I might find a way to get to the over on this one. I'm afraid. We'll see. I don't mean afraid. I'm just because I'm in disagreement with Demetrius. I'm not going to be afraid to possibly put that in tonight as a premium. Darren says Nuggets are free money here. Fernando says Nuggets money line and next game Wolves, though. He thinks the Wolves can grab one. We call that the gentleman's sweep. The win 3 games, let the other team win 1, so you can go win in front of your home crowd. You feel confident, and you don't give that all-out effort, Bindi, in that fourth game when you're on the road. Probably shouldn't attack it like that, but I don't think they go in there and say, hey, let's lose this one. It's just a matter of the mentality of the team is how that kind of ends up being like that. Really, that's a hockey term, though, actually. All right, a few more here. I got money line on Denver, and you think he's saying that he likes Wendy's chicken nuggets. I don't know. I just can't. I mean, when I can get a Baconator, I've never gone to the Wendy's chicken nuggets, but
you'll just have to do it on the side. Have a side of nuggets.
That's a lot of food, man, because I'm already got also a bacon and cheese potato. I'm baking it up.
Yeah, you can just have it for like a midnight snack or something.
Okay. Well, I see you said with barbecue sauce. I know there's some people, even in our chat, that would scoff at that and say that only honey should be used on chicken.
Yeah. So I actually
try them. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I tried the new KFC nuggets, and I must say I was really excited for them, but then I wound up being really disappointed, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So the dogs had a lot of KFC nuggets.
Did I already complain about the Did I already complain on the air about KFC dropping the popcorn chicken? Okay.
They did,
Well,
though, huh?
yeah, I was bummed about that. And if you're not giving a recommendation, I don't know. Maybe I'll just get.
So Tom Lewis says he's going to try the nuggets.
Well, I mean, it's
And
a
then we
little
can see if we have
embarrassing
consensus on the not so good at nuggets.
because I was watching the games last night, and I kind of haven't even cleaned up here in the office, and I don't know if anybody.
Oh, did you have the nuggets from Popeyes? Or
No, it had tenders.
The tenders, okay, gotcha.
All right, we're both on the Nuggets there. The
We got
Denver
nuggets.
Thank you. That's a look at the NBA. 3 games in the NBA tonight, and a little food. Okay. KFC dropped the potato. I thought they dropped those a long time ago. Maybe that was here. Okay, let's go to hockey. Not big on their fries. I just get some mac. That's what I have. I had some mac too. The Popeyes mac and cheese.
I don't know if I've had the Popeyes mac and cheese because I love the other stuff. The Cajun mashed potatoes, red beans and rice. Oh yeah, those are my fave.
Okay. Okay, let's go with hockey and get into this now with the Hurricanes and the Islanders. We started off, Mindy, in this one. Okay, well, see what you have to say here. Obviously, a low-scoring series. I don't know. I mean, when you see a total like this, I mean, you're going to see variances between books, between the juiced up 5 and the juiced down 5.5. Like I said, usually the one with the smaller juice is the more accurate line, or the line that the number is closest to. So, for example, if it's 5 over 35 and 5.5 under 45, 5 is really the total to a certain extent. But either way, I mean, we're looking at I guess a low scoring game expected. This is the playoffs after all, but we do see 6.5 on this card. We'll see it. Carolina leads 2-0. They go on the road here.
Yeah, so again, it's going to be interesting to see if the change of venue is going to work out for the Islanders, and I'm just not so sure. Hurricanes have won their last 7 versus Islanders on the road. So yeah, I kind of look for the Hurricanes just to go ahead and be 3-0 after this one. They outshot the Islanders 36-26 in game 2. Scored a power play goal there as well. I think they kind of have the recipe for success right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hurricanes, especially if I can get some money on this one.
All right, Mindy. Well, you'll be probably getting even money, maybe a little bit better, but steam came in on the Islanders. Let me see when that was, because right now they're $1.20 or so. Let me see what the number was when it got hit by the Sharps.
115 is what I thought.
Yep, 115 is what the Sharps hit it at, no doubt about it. So let's take a look what you guys have in the comments. I feel like this is Islanders come and maybe get this one. I don't know. Okay, Solo says the Popeyes fries. They're not hot. Every time maybe it's the one I go to. It's just they're not. You know how Popeyes preps it and it sits in the warmer, I guess. So I don't know. I guess I could just throw it in the old air fryer. I was slow to come around on air fryer. Man, that thing revolutionized my life.
Right?
I was a little old school. I wasn't sure. Okay, Butterscotch says the Islanders here. And here comes Zordan. Is Zordan talking about this game, or is he talking about chicken establishments?
Chicken, nice.
170 to plus money on the road. Yeah, plus money or even, but we know what you're. But look, like I said, I mean, great goaltender. Sorokin is world class. I mean, there's people don't forget that. I mean, Sorokin is a world class goaltender. There are some good goalies in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know where you guys rank him, but I think a lot of people do say top 5 at least.
Sure.
And Darren does like the under. Curtis has got a lock here on the Canes with you, Mindy. So JoJo putting his picks there. JoJo, thank you very much. We try to go, since JoJo's new, I'll just say, we try to we chop up our videos. We put them on YouTube in little segments by sport and by game. So I usually don't go back too often and review picks, but they're in the chat. You're on record, JoJo. Thank you. Here's Solo with the Islanders. And Burley's going to roll with me a little bit. Looks like I've got a little bit of support here, Mindy, all of a sudden with the Isles. But Carolina, they're up 2-0. They've got the home ice advantage. They're the favorite team in the series. So, I see where you're coming. And they, look good, and they can win on the road. Islanders fine at home, though. And I'm going to end up here. It's kind of interesting with I think with the total in this, like I said, you mentioned the 5.5. I just have a feeling we're going to be right there at, 5 and 5. So it's like I kind of would say go over 5 and go under 5.5. But the fact that the 5 is cheaper, the over 5 is definitely, let's see what 5.5 is. I'm sure it's going to be minus 145 or so. Yeah, Zordon, there is Raising Cane's here. It was the first time I had it, actually, even though back in San Diego, there was one real close, and I never went because the line was too long.
Always.
Oh,
they go pretty fast, though.
Yeah, and I always saw it in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I should just go. As I drove off with my In-N-Out bag. Okay, I want to just take a look at that 5.5 at maybe at one book. Yeah, 5.5 under 40. I'm gonna take the over.
Never had the In-N-Out because I don't have any around here.
Oh boy,
want to try? I think my closest is like Colorado. Same with Jack in the Box. I don't have that. I'm bummed about it. Yeah, but I did have Jack in the Box once in Malibu.
Oh my gosh!
Right across from Cher's house. There's a Jack in the Box.
That's a standby. Okay, the Boston Bruins are going to take on the Florida Panthers, and well, you know what? Not a shocker, kind of so far, right, Mindy? We saw the Florida Panthers pick up that victory and even up this series with the Bruins. Of course, the Bruins are going to be a pretty big favorite on the road, even, but since the Panthers were able to get that victory, that had to boost their confidence up certainly here.
Geez, I guess. I mean, I thought the Bruins would really kind of run away with this. Initially I had the Panthers the very first game on the puck line, and that came through. But then I was all over the Bruins next game, and they just get smoked here. It's one of those, like, I just kind of feel like they were a little sloppy with the puck game 2. They're 7-1 though in their last 8 games. After losing by 3 goals or more. Panthers still ranked 31st in penalty minutes. I think that's gonna give the Bruins opportunity on power plays. I'm gonna go back to the Bruins here again today. I'm gonna take them minus 155.
God, it's hard not to want to take the Bruins here in this game. I mean, it's probably, Mindy, probably 10 cents too high for me. I don't know if it's going to affect my pick. I don't want Florida puck line at minus $1.85.
Right.
Fact, I want to give the Panthers a big shot here to maybe stay in this game, and maybe they will. But the way Boston played all season, are they really going to fall behind all of a sudden in the playoff series after having an epic season?
Right.
I think they're going to come out playing well. I think they're going to look sharp on offense. Let's see what the chat has to say. JoJo's on the Bruins. Jerome Taylor here today. Hello to Jerome.
Hello.
I thought he was going to have a pick. He's talking in and out.
I know. I never been, and that's another one I always hear about, the long lines being so long. But it must be worth it.
I'm pretty basic. I get double, extra toast, which means well done bun, grilled bun, and I get a mustard grill where they squirt the mustard underneath the burger as they cook it. You get mustard flavor like in the burger. Butterscotch Boston in regulation. They don't they don't lose, period, right? Bruins with the balance. I know we're going to see a lot of Bruins here, so anybody want to just say Florida for the heck of it and be that
I see one in there.
Oh, really?
You've got to get there. You're almost ready.
Jim likes the over. I think Boston comes out. I think that's why I'm going to end up here on the Bruins with you. I mean, they're stellar on the road. I've got $1.45. It's mostly $1.55. Oh well, what are you going to do? It's a playoffs. I'm not going to play it. Boston to cover. So Darren, I think that means you're willing to lay a goal and a half, is what that intimates to me. Nelson does not. He says in and outs over. Maybe it is to us. I don't know. It's just so consistent, though. You know what you're getting. They don't really screw, because of the way the personnel is there. I mean, they don't make many mistakes. Oh, I want to say hello to Mike. Not on the baseball yet, but I haven't seen Mike before. Is that you? Where's
is it Mick? Mike?
Maybe.
Huh.
I just think of it as like a Mike.
Yeah.
Michael in near Panthers, but it is on the puck line, Mindy. I see it now. Minus $1.80 to 85, maybe even $1.90. Money line says Bruins. See spill Bruins. And okay, Jerome's going to come in here and be on the Panthers. Yeah, I'll take Boston with you, Mindy. I know the Sharps are so far on Boston, and maybe that's why the price has gone up too. Maybe it's a public play. Let's see I want to see what the percentages are. Look at maybe if I have time for two sites. Maybe even, 2/3 of the action, heavy action on the over here in this one. And here's the Bruins under for our new viewer. I was waiting for is that you?
Is that you, Curtis?
For Curtis to say that. Okay, let's continue on with our NHL picks here, Mindy. The Stars and the Wild in this one. Well, this series also ended up even after the Stars struggled in that first game. So let's see what we're going to do here with this one. Dallas is a favorite. Oh, no, it's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em. 5.5. I'm showing the under is now favored here. See if I just got it. Let's see if I just got it wrong, because I don't know if. Yeah, I've got to think I've typed that one in wrong, because it opened 5.5 under, maybe even 120, 125. I even showed draft DK at 135. So let's call it 5.5 under 20 at this point, because I think I just typed it in wrong.
Well, let's just say that game 2 was a 10-goal game here. I would put the scoring to kind of continue. Over is 4-0 in the Stars' last 4 road games, and the over is 6-1 the Stars' last 7 there as well, when their opponent allows quite a few goals. Also, the Wild, they've gone 5-0 to the over as well on some rest. I'm going to go over this 5.5 here today.
All right. One of them mentioned Steve coming in a little late on that Bruins, but he is our Bruins correspondent. He thinks they will take it today. So here's Curtis. He's got the Stars in this one as his lock here. Nice, Curtis.
Oh, yeah. So, Ramon, did we agree, or did you take I can't remember.
We're on the Bruins. We're on the Bruins.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to make sure. Okay.
I want to give Florida a chance, but I almost would have liked them better down 2-0. Sharps came in on Florida. It got my attention, but after seeing the way Boston just time and time again, when there was every chance for a letdown during the regular season, it just didn't happen. I think Florida matches up pretty well with them, though. Sorry about
Gotcha.
that if I wasn't clear on that.
I just want to make sure we were accurate.
Mm-hmm. All right. Curtis on those stars. Here's stars and over with you. I think you're going to see a lot of talking heads today talking about the under in the game. What Mindy said notwithstanding. Darren says here, the line is jacked up. It only makes sense to lay the 1.5. I think he's saying that the money line, it's a pick 'em, so. But boy, laying the 1.5 with the stars is a great return if they can get that. Joel talking about, hey, Matt, nice to see you. Rick Overmeyer, hello to Rick. Rick has been here, I do believe, before, and he's got this one to go overtime. Always a fun bet, and might not be a bad call in this game. I mean, it's a pick 'em. So it is obviously going to be the lowest price you could find for going overtime. But Jerome will take the Wild today. I'm on Dallas. Nothing against Jerome. I appreciate his recent contributions and joining us here these last several shows. Been a good contributor. I'm going to go with Dallas today in this one to win at Minnesota. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of see this as a 7-game series with some road team, with maybe Minnesota also coming back and winning another game in Dallas. This one has been kind of an interesting series, I'd have to say. And what can you say, Gustafson? The Wild have just leave Fleury on the bench, okay? Just if you want a chance, right? The thing was the overtime game; they didn't come back. Ottinger played after the 2 overtime game, but Gustafson did not, and Fleury came in there, and that wasn't good. So I'm on Dallas. Mindy's on the over. All right, one more game on the ice. Then we've got a full baseball card. The Oilers and the Kings. Well, I guess, Mindy, they're just going to leave old Phoenix Copley on the bench and his, 26-6 record, whatever it is, whatever he did with they feel Corpusalo has been in there. Looks like I'm going to see if goalie computer's working over here. Nobody's been confirmed, but I'm not sure what's going on here with the King. I know that it's been talked about by observers as Corpusalo remains in net and Copley. I'll say it for what it is, Mindy. Copley was a career AHL goalie and caught fire, so maybe that's part of it. But what are you going to do here as this series also with the Kings and Oilers deadlocked at 1?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the Oilers here today. I think they're going to come back here and get the Kings here on the road. Kings are ranked 24th in penalty kill percentage. I think that's what hurts them to most in my eyes here. So I look for the Oilers to kind of put pressure on the Kings here to draw out those penalty tries. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to head with the Oilers here today.
All right. Hey, don't take it personal, Rick. I don't know what you're having some comments there. Oh, I know. I don't know. I thought we put your picks on there. So
yeah.
All right, Curtis is on Edmonton with you. He's got it as a lock, actually.
The comment of I got parlays on both teams. That one.
Okay, maybe that was. I did see that, but I was like, what? Both teams. I didn't know what that. But usually, if it's a generality like that, I actually, to be honest, I do skip it. I don't know what game where, parlays on the first 2 games. I'm not sure, or 3 games. Kings roll though. He says here, Solo's on the Oilers with you. Jerome, Edmonton puck line. Lay the 1.5. Man, you guys are down on my Kings. Everyone's ready to roll with you, Mindy. Wow. And Edmonton, pretty good road team all season long, no doubt. Demetrius, Oilers and over. Butterscotch, Edmonton. Brent Cook, Oilers in regulation. Oh, man, you guys. Mindy, Chad, everyone likes the Oilers come in and slap up the Kings here a little bit. Oh, darn. Bums me out.
We don't want you to have a bad day, Ramon.
Well, I know I'm going to admit that the Oilers on the road certainly do, here's Michael. He will take the Kings puck line. I mean, he is -$2, but at least I got somebody supporting the Kings a little bit. Mike says Kings going to smash him in the mouth. He means Kings right there. I know that. Verley's on the Kings with me. Here comes a little bit of Kings support.
You just had to ask for it.
Well, maybe. No, well, if anything, when I do end up on these Kings, it's not necessarily. I don't. The numbers maybe point to Edmonton here, I think, and I like the spot here for the Kings. I don't know. It could be that the Oilers could come back and get a fourth game here. Neil's got a prop here. He says. Oops, sorry there. Neil said he likes it, pays more than aside the Connor McDavid goal. And Jerome says Kings and Kraken are his favorite teams. That's tough because they're in the same division, but he does think Edmonton will get it done here. We know that I'm going to end up on the over in this one, Mindy.
Okay.
At 6.5. If I got a 6.5 in a playoff game, there's going to be some goals scored. I don't know. I kind of got burned last night in that NBA game with the Kings and I bought into the scoring hype. You'd think that a 240, I'd be like, oh God, well, playoff game go under, and I was like, oh boy, the line keeps going up. I'll just take the over. That wasn't any good. So I'll trust my instincts more. I'm going to go with the over in this one. Oilers and Kings could be 3-3, right?
Yeah.
Draisaitl assist for Neil Boyce as well. Hello, Takia Jefferson here today. All right. That's a look at the NHL. We're done with the playoff games for today. Let's get into Major League Baseball. See if we can finish this one up here with 15 games. And we're going to go out to Wrigley and see. Hopefully the weather's better today.
Right.
They did get that game in after what it was at least an hour rain delay yesterday. And a couple left-handers here that have. What can you say? Smiley at home going up against Urias, but still the Dodgers a pretty big favorite here. Steam came in on the Cubs, Mindy, but the Dodgers. Still, I'm going to look at the line here live and see if it's moved. I think it's probably going to, it's down to $1.60. $1.60, 9.5 under 15.
Urias, who's 3-1, 1.90 ERA, 26 Ks. I think he should be able to go ahead and limit this offense here a little bit for the Cubs. The Dodgers are struggling a little bit offensively here as well. They're currently ranked 22nd in, on the offensive side. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under here today. Going under the 9.5 runs.
Okay. Not looking at the screen there. Scotch come in with that weather report. I know the wind is going to be blowing straight out to center field. Today, let's see if he's chimed in here with that. Okay. Here comes Mick. I'll start saying Mick because that sounds more like a name. Maybe Mick can tell us what's going on. And does say Dodgers a lock. Please, everybody, take the Dodgers. Well, I would say now my theory, and Mick is new with us, so I respect him a lot. Thank you for coming in. But if I get the Dodgers a lock, I'm saying everybody take the Cubs. I want the best possible. But we do want to tell our friends about winning plays. That's why we're here. Yeah, and Mick does say, look at that line going down also. Solo on the Dodgers. Here's Neil's got a parlay for you in there. Doesn't include this game, but you guys can see it. He's posted his play there. Here's Demetrius on the Dodgers. Brent Cook, Dodgers money line. A lot of support here for the Dodgers. Mick says you like unders. I don't know if he's talking to me or Mindy. I do like unders. I'm known as an under guy, I think. Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! And here's Butterscotch. He's got the Cubs money line run line as a lock. It was same pitching matchup. Yeah, good note right there. Same pitching matchup as last week. Smiley's terrific at home since joining the Cubs. I mean, really, really solid. I know he's going up against this hot offense. It's not a great spot necessarily for the Cubs, but the Sharps are on them, and I don't mind, especially at the price. Price seems high to me. Verley Dodgers run line, Takia on the under also. Rocco has a note here, and he's mentioning because of the time that they had met last week. And I do respect that, but notice, and it may be because Urias, is a very solid pitcher, and Smiley is so strong at home. Usually, in a situation like this, with the wind blowing straight out to center field, you would see a total that was, 10 and a half, but you don't. So I think that's respect for these pitchers. And Neil says he also likes the over because of that. I don't think Scotch actually said anything about him liking the over despite the wind, and I don't think Scotch always plays the wind. Michael Thompson says Cubs on the run line. Very good price here. It's basically about $1.15, $1.20. So I'm on the under with Mindy. I'm gonna, I know what's going on with that wind. Look. It's just partly cloudy today. It's not going to be raining. I ended up on that under because of the heavy conditions. They're not expecting that same weather apparently today. In fact, it will be, like I said, partly sunny, partly cloudy. Scotch, just giving the weather report. And here's Jerome on the Cubs. Go, Cubs, go. All right. We're on the under there. All right, Mindy, here's the Reds and the Bucks as we get into our late and our evening action here with Ashcraft. Has been pretty solid so far. And, well, if your name's Keller, you pitched pretty good this season.
Yeah.
And he's won. I think the Pirates have won all three of his starts so far. The Pirates a favorite here. They're up to $1.40. Playing pretty well, these Pirates.
Yeah, they are. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Ashcraft here today. He's also 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA. Like you said, Keller 1-0, 3.8 ERA here. I think Ashcraft might be able to hold this Pirates team in check. I think you're probably going to get a good outing from him, maybe 6-7 innings here. I'm going to go ahead and try the Reds today. I like the Reds a little bit. Their bullpen's been doing okay here as of late. Pirates are the ones, though, that have 9 saves compared to the Reds, who only have 4. But that's the way I'm headed today. I'm going to go ahead and take the Reds here.
All right, Mindy on the Reds with Ashcraft coming in. You see the total there, man. It's really, I believe this may have even opened it. I don't know why they would open it at 9 under, but let me see if that's even the case. Yeah, there was some. Yeah, maybe it was a rogue opener, but I did see one book with a 9 under. Most of them opened 8.5, and a lot of 8.5 still out there, even though I'm listing it at 8 under 20 at 8 over 25. Maybe because I saw some steam come in on the under in this game. I do Look, I think I show Ashcraft with some positive matchups, but also some negative matchups, and of course the Pirates going to bring in some left-handed bats here, certainly for sure, and I think that's where his problems might lie. And the Reds' offense is a big concern for me. Let's see though what's going on. I do think we're going to see plenty of Pirate support. Takia on the Bucks. Neil's got the Bucks. Curtis has the under here as his lock. Solo also liking under. Yeah, 8.5. You're definitely going to be juiced up a little bit. Butterscotch on Pittsburgh. Neil on. Oh, Neil says not liking the Reds. I don't know if that's a pick necessarily. Mick says doesn't think the Reds are looking like the team right now. Demetrius says Pirates and under here. 2 plays. Michael says the Pirates have been hot 7 straight as a favorite. Oh man, these Pirates terrific! Wow.
Sure.
Yep. Have they really been? I'm thinking about it. Have they been favored that many, or does that go back a little bit to last year? I don't. Doesn't seem like they've been favored in that many games, but maybe clear me up on that. Maybe they have. Seems like they've only been favored like 3 or 4 times actually. I think Keller's been favored he's been the guy that's been when they've been favored. Pirates and under for Burley. Darren's got the flag. Pirates here for Brent. Jerome on the Reds with you here, Mindy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Luis is on the under. Jay Smooves here today. Good to see you, Jay. I think what Thomas means is that he doesn't get
on
the games
TV.
on TV.
Yeah.
If you need anybody ever need any help there, I know that everyone I think knows how to get some of those streams, but if they don't and they need a little bit, just hit me up in our Discord. Let's do it, Mindy, real quick here. Got to put it up there and share the Discord sometime during the show. Now is as good a time as any here in the middle of the baseball card. Let me pop that up there. Make sure you join us in our Discord where Mindy and I hang out and maybe give out some more plays, respond to any questions you might have, put out some information, show Mindy's latest trip to the watering hole, things like that. I've got to start putting some fun stuff in there. I'm serious. Jay says Pirates money line. Bionic likes the under. Pittsburgh here for Jim. So that's true too, Neil. Some of a couple books will have it up there. Usually at the offshores, right? Okay. I better pull the trigger here, Mindy, in this one. I'm not. Discord's going to be on the Bucks. I don't know. The price seems pretty reasonable. I like Ashcraft. Don't get me wrong, and I think that against Reynolds, against Santana, Sawinski, Castro. I don't have the lineups. I'm just looking at the anticipated lineups, but it's a lefty righty situation definitely when it comes to Graham Ashcraft right now. So. Oh, look at that. Corday says get in the Discord and get his best bet of the night. Oh,
there boy. You go.
Oh, he's kind of teasing us, right? He could have given it to us there. I don't know if I saw Corday. Is that your first comment of the day? Did Corday just get here? Hello, Corday.
Must have, yes.
Okay. All right, Mindy. Can't hem and haw any long. I mean, I feel confident in the play. It's just that just didn't know if I kind of wanted to save it. But let's see. Here we go. A couple more. Corday just woke up. Neil says the first 5 under and Pittsburgh money line. All right. Gotcha there. All right, Minnie, I'm on the under with these two pitchers for sure. I think they can keep this one under in Pittsburgh tonight. These two teams definitely played some overs this season, no doubt about it. Especially Cincinnati, they are 10-5 to the over as an underdog. But I think with Ashcraft in there, we're in for a different story here. Yeah, I think so, Thomas. I think I
I know anyone that can do like percentages in their head. Goodness, unless you've already like predetermined those.
Well, as a kid, I always counted the sevens really good. I mean, those are touchdowns, right?
I'm just saying when you go down the the leaderboard, you're like 62%, 67. I was like, have you already predetermined those, or are you just going off the top of your head?
Yeah, maybe that's one thing my mind does a little bit. I mean, I don't know what 149 and 112 is necessarily, but all right. Kong says, I'm sorry, Kong. Yeah, we gotcha. I'll put it up there because since I already did, that was his. I missed the second. Did you see Kong's other smash play, Mindy? Did I miss it? He says he's got the Celtics, but I don't know if I saw the other one. Oh, I'm sorry, Kongs. But
Yeah,
I know you're at work.
there might have been one.
I know you're at work.
I'll go look real quick here.
Don't go putting it back in there. I don't want to have the first person come in here and say I got fired for watching the morning steam.
I'm going back through the records here.
Okay, I'll introduce the next game a little bit delayed.
Yeah, I don't see the first one. I just see the second smash. Maybe the first one's coming up.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's a baseball game. How about the White Sox and the Rays here with Kopech and Foucher? We've seen Foucher already once, right? But, man, he's a big favorite here against the White Sox. I mean, I don't know. I think we expect some things from the White Sox, and I don't know if they've, obviously been a huge disappointment so far. I think we were expecting that offense to be a little bit better, but you are going against, I don't know where you're putting them, Mindy, but I have the Rays the number one offense right now. Maybe not statistically. I don't know. Maybe they are. You're my expert on that, but I still think they are producing the most. It feels like to me from the eye test, and they're a big favorite here against the White Sox.
Oh, goodness, Ramon. I kind of want to take the White Sox here today with Kopech, that 1.05 ERA in away games here thus far. Also has a 22% K rate here in 9 innings. Rays, I think they're pretty much he's kind of a bullpen pitcher for the most part, right? 4.15 ERA. I don't know. I kind of look for the White Sox to get in on this Rays pitching here today. Taking the White Sox.
All right, Mindy, on the White Sox here. I think you're going to find that Calvin Foucher is an opener, in typical Rays fashion. His 5 appearances so far, just 1 game started, and 8 total innings pitched. So, we know the Rays are the masters of the of the opener, if you will. But is that a White Sox money line, Mindy?
Yeah, that would be because I think the White Sox. Oh, I guess I could take the White Sox on the run line. I thought it was too high. It's only like minus 140. So yeah, I would take it on the run line.
Okay. Kopech so far a 6.3 ERA, not great. White Sox have won just one of his first 3 starts. White Sox have, definitely struggling. They've lost 9 of 13 right now. This is certainly a typical Rays bullpen game. Think of that 13-0 start. They're just 3-3 since, but at home, 10-0, 10-0, and 11-4-4 to the over this season. So let's see right now. 8.5, 165, almost 8.5. So it has gone down $0.10. That might be some value to some. Let me update the line a little bit on the screen, see what the chat has to say, because I see a lot of comments coming in. A lot of comments in this game.
Right. The mostly, don't do it, Mindy. Don't do it.
Okay, there's Kong's other play with the prop in the NBA. Here's Jay Smoove, wants the Rays on the run line. Rays team total over for Neil. I'll call this an exact score prediction here for Mick. Here's Demetrius, wants Tampa and the over. Moneyline Mills says, well, I think he's going with the Rays. That's his team. We know that. He's our Tampa correspondent. Takia with you here on the White Sox. Butterscotch, Tampa, team total over. And Solo says over. And Burley, White Sox first five, going with you a little bit there, Mindy, on a derivative there. And Neil says over in Tampa. Brent, Rays money line. Neil first five on Tampa. Mick says Rays run line. Bionic likes the over here in this one. I did see some eights. It's definitely gone up. Corday on the over here. Luis on the over. Moneyline was indeed on the Rays. Hey, want to say hello to Lucky Striker. Sounds like a new visitor here. Thank you, Lucky Striker. Bringing back the day.
Yeah, we had quite a few new folks here today. Thanks for commenting. It's awesome.
And Neil Ray's first five run line. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the over in this one with Tampa Bay. I mean, they're producing a lot of runs. Open game. You got like the White Sox offense.
Not cute.
Yeah, well, I think that's my little saying, right? When I'm trying to take a dog, but again, it's just a matter of can't sit there and play favorites all day. But I will tell you this, folks. This week, public favorites, they've been on a roll in Major League. But quite honestly, I mean, I don't, have any statistics necessarily. It's funny because
Tuesday they were like 12-3, something like that.
Okay.
Is it Tuesday that we had the long? Yeah, we had like all 15 games on Tuesday. I remember that one specifically.
I will tell you this, though. Road teams this might be favorites this season. Favorites 174 wins, 107 losses. Look, you got to clear. With favorites, we know you got to have a pretty strong winning percentage, but I do think that would be. I think safe to say that still would be able to cover all of the money lines. I don't have the calculation on that, but that's the record for favorites right now, 174 and 107. I'm not talking about units or anything. I'm just talking about straight favorites winning the games. But interestingly here, now this one probably will not continue, but so far, and I've been talking about the overs are now down to 54%. But road teams actually have won more games this season than home teams, 149 and 137. But this week it's been a lot of favorites, a lot of public favorites taking the money here. Hello to Lucky Power, Jim on the Rays on the money line. And Butterscotch, yeah. And again, that's so maybe here. I mean, blindly you're betting, you're looking at par, you don't know what you like, you want to take a favorite. Just do yourself a favor. Look at the opening line. Find favorites that and make sure there's no key injury information type of thing that have changed it. But try to find your favorites where it opened similar to this, maybe even similar to this one. I know Mindy says she's on the White Sox. I know a lot of you on the Rays, right? This game certainly was dealt at a higher line. I believe maybe a bad example. I'm showing a lot of 165s. DK opened at 140, but I did show one.
Are you still there, Ramon? I feel like you might have be stuck, or is it just me? Ramon, are you there? Uh-oh. I'm hoping he can come back. Well, shoot. I don't know. Should we just kind of move on, I guess, right? I think the next one up as we're looking at is the Tigers here versus the Orioles. So we're here with, let's see if I can have my pictures come up here. All right. Where are we at? And of course, I don't have it here right in front of me. Tyler Wells is pitching for the Orioles. Michael, and then I cut off his name. So let me get him back up. Bring up my spreadsheet. All right. Who do we got for the Tigers? Michael Lorenzen. There we go. So we got the Orioles here favored minus 177. Tigers plus 149. Looking at the run spread here, Orioles are minus 1.5 runs at plus 119, and the Tigers plus 1.5 runs at minus 145. Over under on this one is sitting at 8.5. So for me, I like the Orioles today here. I like them on the run line. I know it's kind of a big price at 177 here, but the Tigers still ranked 29th in batting average. Sitting at 218, ranked 30th in runs at 57. I think it's going to be a good day for Tyler Wells here. I think the Orioles are going to be able to improve here on this one. Taking the Orioles here at minus 177. So hopefully we can get Ramon back here pretty soon, and then we can get his take on these. I don't know how long he might be down, so we'll go ahead and we'll keep moving on here a little bit. All right, the next 6:05 game I have here would be the Blue Jays versus the Yankees. And the thing is I don't really have, the capabilities like Ramon does to go ahead and put your comments on this, on the screen. So we'll just kind of have to go back and take a look at that. But it looks like most of you guys had the Orioles here for the most part. So let's see here. We take a look at Blue Jays and Yankees. I just have to find them. I might be a little bit out of order here. All right. So we got Kikuchi here on the mound for the Blue Jays. And Herman, he's on the mound here for the Yankees today. Yankees sitting here at minus 136 on the money line. Blue Jays plus a 115. Yankees on the run line. So minus 1.5 pays pretty good money, plus a 150. Those Blue Jays here getting the 1.5 runs. Pretty big one there, minus 182. The over-under here in this one is setting at 9. So, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good matchup, I think, here. So, for me, I'm going to – oh, are you back, Ramon? Are you back?
Oh, my gosh, I'm trying to get on my phone here just in case.
That was kind of wild because you kind of just froze and then,
Yeah, and usually I can get back on, but we hadn't had any issues for so many months.
I know, right?
The phone, once I tried to go, because sometimes, remember, we had a little bit, and the phone would work just fine. I'd get on in 30, even before you'd even finish the game, and but we hadn't. I had to go through the login and get the email code, right. And I'm like, oh my god! I mean, why is this happening right now?
Why is it taking so long? So yeah, I went through the Tigers and the Orioles. I don't know which which way that you had it, but I went ahead and I took the Orioles on the money line. So most of the folks also had the Orioles, but again, I said I don't have the capability of putting up their comments there. So we'll have to see where you come out on this Orioles Tiger game. So it might be a little bit out of order because I just took it off of mine.
Great job. Let me see. I'll moving along here then. I think if I missed any of the late plays on the Rays, I'm sorry. We're just going to move on to the next game. I think we were clear on that. I was on the over. Okay, so you said we went to the next game. Tigers and Orioles, you said?
Yeah, that's what I went. I could have been a little bit out of order because it was kind of I pull my lines off of lines.com, so just kind of depends on where you get your info.
Okay, so here we go with Tigers. Thanks. Apologize everybody for that. Thanks for sticking around. We still got 80 people here with us, and I see some funny comments there. Thank you. People would maybe want me to freeze up. Here we go. All right, I got to catch up here. Oh, I want to see what I look like now in my heavy thinking. All right, here comes Mike on the Orioles. Neil, Orioles and over. Luis, Orioles run line. Nathan, Orioles. Here's Burley, says he likes Tyler Wells on the mound. Let me make sure the line here, 170, 9 under 50.
Yeah, these comments are totally cracking me up. IRS, Pro, Ramon screens and assets. Ramon, did you get your taxes done in time?
Oh, yeah. Just use one of those apps.
I have to get mine done, so I can't do it all on my own. Got the craziness going on in my life.
I like the one, comedian. He's like talking about taxes, like you have to guess what you owe, and then you send the money, and they're like, no, you're wrong. Well, just tell me what I owe in the first place. All right, a few more comments. I updated the total there. Still gathering my bearings.
Gathering your thoughts.
Yeah, let me get some more. Let me get some more comments from the crew. Jay Smoove says he likes the over in this one. Takia on the Orioles. Demetrius. Baltimore. A lot of Orioles support, obviously, here with Michael Lorenzen. And Jerome's going to try the Tigers, though, here. Why not, as an underdog? I mean, and let's see. Darren on Baltimore. Jim on Baltimore. Solo on the O's. Adrian Ford here today. Welcome to Adrian. He's on the Orioles. Mindy, you said money line, huh?
Yeah, it's a big number. It's like minus 170 or 177, but I think it's worth it for me today here.
All right. I'm kind of hesitant a little bit on a big price, but we can only do one thing. I'll take the Orioles.
Okay.
Here, like I said, what are they now?
They don't really have a lot of
170. I show it as high as 182. I talk about trying to find. So maybe that's what it was. The send out though was much lower. God, the send out was 140, 145-ish. Maybe there's another bad example. Maybe that's what was happening. I was giving out a bad example of how to play a value on the money line here. But let's take the Orioles anyways. Well, you know what I'm talking about. If you see a line is 175, now it's 150 or something, and you like a favorite right now, and I talk about, how the favorites are doing. So, okay, I'm recovered. We're on the Orioles.
All right.
And let's try next. Can we go with this one? The Rockies and the Phillies. Whoops.
Yeah, see, I was going out of order on that. What came up next for me was the Yankees. So we'll have to come back and get the Yankees later.
Okay, you didn't start the Yankee game, did you?
What's that?
Did you start the Yankee game preview?
I did a little bit. So, but we're.
Am I starting to?
You're kind of breaking up maybe a
Okay,
little
I'm
bit.
sorry if I'm still hanging.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're okay. We're
The
okay.
Rockies and the Phillies here. Big favorites for the Phillies in this one. Man, minus 280 or so. I'm showing it now up to $3. Showing 310 at some books.
Wow,
I
that's a
know the
bunch.
Rockies are in. Yeah, I know the Rockies are in a really struggling, man. This sucks to see a Rockies team off to this kind of start. Oh man, I know feel like I'm hanging here on you guys.
You're doing
Nola
okay.
maybe minus 310 now here in this one, Mindy. How can we go about it with this one?
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Noah Davis can do. Only has the five
Yeah,
innings pitched here. You know,
almost.
away. But yeah, I mean, Phillies are ranked 16th in runs scored. Rockies are 25th. Nola, he only gave up 3 runs in his last start. I think that's probably what's going to happen here today. I'm still going to go under. I'm not so sure the Phillies can go ahead and put up a huge number here against a guy that has pitched, basically, 9 Ks per 9 innings. So I like him so far. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and take the under in this one.
Hey, hats off to the Rockies for winning that game yesterday. So Jerome said, look, they won yesterday. And here you have Nola. Nola's not been the Nola we've expected, I would think, so far. Here's Brent says Phillies run line. That's the only play, he says. This Phillies looking to bounce back. Here's Takia run line. Don't know which team, but Takia's on the run line. Jim says Phillies lost yesterday. Will win today. Blake on the Phillies under. Corday, I'm showing a couple books now starting them. Yeah, I'm showing the couple books moving this one that high. Let me see. I think you can still find 300s, but I'm showing square book. I'm showing one particular square book offshore is 330. Curtis has a lock on the under in this game. I don't know. Butterscotch says under. Brent, let's see. All right. Jerome says $10 on Detroit and Colorado. Here's Jay Smooth on the over in this one. All right, Mindy, you said, I'm sorry, I'm really messing up here. Under?
I said the under, yes.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try Phillies run line. Despite what happened yesterday, maybe that was the Rockies. Maybe this is a spot. But I can't like this matchup. Nola's got to turn around, and against guys like Bryant and Crone, I think he can. Yeah, Curtis. It's a little bit of a problem at this point. I understand. I'm sorry about that. There's Butterscotch. Colorado plus 2.5. That's a lock from Scotch. All right, we better just keep this rolling, get this show over with. Blue Jays and Yankees here. Kikuchi on the road. Domingo Herman. In this one, I'm showing the Blue Jays currently. Yankees 130, 8.5 under 20. Wow. Pretty big drop here on the total. It was steamed under.
Yeah, that's where I was headed. I'm going to go to the under. I like both of these pitchers here again today. Kikuchi's been doing better since his first bad outing. Unders hit 4 out of the last 5 Yankee games, and the Yankees are pitching Herman, like I said, 6.1 innings, only 3 hits, 1 run allowed. I'm going to take the under here.
All right, Mindy on the under. I'm still going in and out a little bit. Not even getting the comments. So.
Oh, you're not?
No. Here, okay. I hope this is this game. Curtis on the over. Here's Butterscotch on Toronto. Here's Jerome on the Yankees money line. Okay. Kikuchi, pretty good so far, no doubt about it. But the Blue Jays don't have much to show for it. Maybe it's been a run support thing because the Blue Jays just 1-3 in his starts. He has a 4 ERA against New York lifetime. Toronto's lost 3 of their last 4 games. Herman's gone under in all 3 of his starts thus far. And New York has won 4 out of their last 5. They're 8-5 at home. Let's get some more comments from the chat. Brent Cook on the Blue Jays. Fernando, team total under. Burley says going to roll with the under here. Okay. I'm gonna have to go against you guys. I think Takia's on under. Solo on the G. I'm gonna take the over here. Kikuchi's been good, no doubt. Or no, well, too late now. I'm gonna have to. We're going to challenge. We're going to challenge.
A challenge.
Maybe I'm on tilt. Maybe I can't. My notes straight.
Versus Ramon grudge match.
Everybody knows what I'm doing now. I'll just have to say it. I'll just have to waste it. Not waste it. It's a pick. I like the over quite a bit, and I kind of want to go against Mindy, but the internet has me not giving the right. I don't want to say the right pick. It is my pick, is the over.
It's one of your picks, but maybe the one you
probably would have pivoted to. I like the Blue Jays. I don't think it's going to make a premium, so I'll just say it like it is. I should have took the Blue Jays as my pick, so I didn't get a challenge against Mindy. But what the heck? We'll take a challenge today. We got to have one. We got to have one every once in a while.
It makes it fun.
Okay, the Marlins and the Guardians. I think these 2 teams met in the World Series once, but not the Guardians. They were called something else back then. And in this one, a pretty favorite here for the Guardians. They are minus 130. The total 7.5 over 20. So this one's going down as well. Steam came in on the under.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Guardians here at about minus 140 or so. I think they're doing pretty well here so far. They've, been able to get people on base. The Marlins are the ones that kind of struggle with that a little bit. They are ranked 28th in runs. I think the edge goes to the Guardians here, especially at home. That's where I'm going in this one.
All right. You guys think you got a decent pitching matchup here? What do you guys think of Garrett so far? I'd like to know your thoughts because, I don't know, to me so far, Garrett, 2.61 ERA. They've won both of his starts so far. He doesn't have a win to show for it, but Miami, they won 7 of 10. We keep making fun of their offense. And, if any indication, they've gone under in 7 straight games, meaning they're getting good pitching as well, but they're not hitting. Plesac, he's got an 8.31 ERA, but the Guardians are 3-0 with 25 runs scored in his starts. Those all went over. So Guardians have lost 3 of their last 4. They're just 2-4 at home this season, and they've gone under in 5 of their last 7. So really got some conflicting information here. I don't know if I necessarily, that Marlins offense, boy. Let's take the Guardians, Mindy, in this one. I think we could see Plesac have a better start, certainly, here. I'm expecting more from him. See what the chat says in this one. the Marlins and the Guardians. Sorry, folks. My chat, the internet is making my chat. Although Brent's on Cleveland. You guys can see right how I'm doing. You guys see the comments, and I got to go backwards because Blake on the Marlins, and I think that's it so far. Butterscotch Cleveland money line. So looks like Neil on Miami. And I did see another one as well. Lucky Striker was on the Marlins money line. Marlins are a nice money-making team so far, no doubt. Both these teams 10-9. And just apologize if I miss any comments from here on out because it's a little bit of problems. So that's not my goal is to show everybody's pick as long as the show takes. So let's keep going. Astros and Braves. Bryce Elder favorite here, minus $1.15. The total 9 under 20. This one's gone back up to 9. The majors team came in on the under, but I'm showing a lot of 9s out there still. 9 under 20. 9 under 20.
Well, I like Bryce Elder, 2-0, 1.53 ERA, 17 Ks. To go along with that stellar pitching. Braves here are ranked 5th in batting average and 5th in on-base percentage. I think the edge here is to the Braves and the home team. I'm taking them, minus 115.
Yeah, great price. I'll be on with you here, Mindy. Glad we got some plays today. Yeah, after yesterday. Let's get it. Braves with Elder, you mentioned is good numbers, certainly. So far with that 1.53, you mentioned it. And the Braves have won all 3 of its starts. So Atlanta's on fire. They've won 8 of 9 now. They've gone over. Just make a note here, even though that steam came in on the under, they've gone over in 10 of their last 13 games. We'll see how Brown. I mean, it's been good report so far on Brown with that ERA of 1.93 and a 2-0 record thus far. I think for all that offense. I mean, Atlanta's got that great offense, so can Brown sustain it? And man, Elder is a nice matchup here, though. I'm going to take Atlanta with you. Let's get a few in from the chat if I can. I see it might be working a little better for me. And Atlanta team total over, it looks like here for money line. Neil says Braves team total over as well. Buttercup says Brown has struggled. Am I just I'm maybe that's on the eye test, right? The numbers are solid, right, Mindy? I don't know what you had said about maybe there's some peripherals that maybe show that he's not looking that good, but I do like that.
If you take a look at him, just Brown and Elder, home and away, splits is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
I mean, neither of them have an ERA, so I mean they're doing well. 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. 1.4 walks for Bryce Elder for 9 innings, 2.6 for Hunter Brown. So maybe you could say his control's a little bit off, but it's one of those they've each only pitched, the one game on the home and away splits here thus far. I like what they've been doing.
Yeah, I think that's what we've seen from Brown is getting into heat and getting out of it. And that's not necessarily great for obviously for a young pitcher, but maybe he does have that fortitude that will. I said that because I was watching someone was making fun of the term intestinal fortitude the other day, so maybe I threw that one in there. Gonna have the intestinal fortitude. Sounds like a bad night at the drive-through. Okay, Brent on the Braves. Okay, we're on the Braves, Minnie. We had another one here, and that's a great price. I like the Braves in this one. Look, they're 14-5 right now. I don't know. The Braves leave over the Rays yet, Mindy?
No,
not quite yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Maybe if you could get a little bit more out of that starting pitcher for the pitchers from the Braves, perhaps. I think
that's looking ahead too. You still like because like you said, it was only 3-3. That's not a Major League Baseball season. So even though that 13-0 start, I mentioned the 3-3, but the Braves now 14-5. So a few more players. Solo Astros under, Jerome on the under. Let's keep going. Let's get this through this here and take a big sigh of relief at the end. Hey, got another hot team here, the Rangers. Minus 200. Picking on the A's a little bit here. 200? Well, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's not going to stay at 200 for very much longer once the public starts jumping in. Are they?
I don't know. It might.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe,
I don't know if anyone's really betting on the A's, too much this season. So we'll see. We'll see.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, sure, maybe Gray hasn't been profitable yet, but $2 against this A's team. I made those comments yesterday about the A's moving to Las Vegas and how the A's kind of threw they were very open-minded, and the city of Oakland was not, and that's what I had said, and turns out that's the way the news kind of portrayed it too. So anyways, Rangers here, $2 favorite.
Yeah, and they're coming off 2 games now that they've scored 12 runs each, and now suddenly here they are hitting up against JP Sears, who has a 4.60 ERA. Gray, he's doing well, 3.21 ERA, 13 Ks. It's one of those, I expect a lot of damage out of this Rangers team, but it's not necessarily, I don't think the A's are going to, definitely go scoreless. I'm taking the over in this one, going over the 8.5 runs.
Steam came in on the under. I think that gives us a little value. I mean, man, the Rangers offense, they look like in a great position against Sears here. We really haven't seen – look, I think we're expecting more from Sears. Maybe the A's just need to get out of Oakland, and maybe they can be more positive. I don't know. But you've got to think Semien, Garcia, guys like this can have a big game against Sears. They should roll, find a way to get on them. I'll take the over with you, though. Let's play some – plays here, and I think the A's can rack up some runs. The Rangers can rack up some runs. I would be worried a little bit about the A's. I think I even would put their offense below Marlins at this point now. The Marlins started a little bit, and I think that's evident with their success. So here's Luis likes Texas run line. Butterscotch going to go a team total here on Texas. That works for us. Brent on the Rangers 1.5. Here's money line. Says he's got Rangers team total over. And Matt D says, I like Rangers on the run line. I'm actually getting plus money at the BR Sportsbook. I'm sure pretty much at even most places, but that looks pretty good. All right, we're on the over though here, Mindy, and I think we can get an 8. Actually, in this one.
I hope so.
Let me see. That's weird. Let me update that before we get off the game here, 8/20, because I don't know if there's many 8. I don't know if there's any 8.5s out there right now, and I want to make sure. No, I don't see any at all. That's the books that I follow on my odds screen. I only follow about 12 books, so there could be some out there that are showing an 8.5. If it is, it's going to be juice to the under, I would think at this point. But let's just clean it up here a little bit. We don't show the graphic anymore on the thumbnail, so I guess it doesn't matter as much. But we know that we can get the over. And Corday says, got a little parlay involving the Rangers, so we'll list that. Rangers, Twins. The Red Sox, the Brewers here. Mindy, Brewers, big favorite. $1.65, 8.5 over 20.
Well, it looks like, Pavetta has given up 3 runs a game. Peralta coming off a pretty poor performance. It's one of those. Milwaukee does have the third best, pitching team statistically. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to stick with the Brewers here at home, minus 165.
We're on a roll. We haven't been on a roll like this in a few days. I want the Brewers, especially here. Maybe we talk about the little bit of a discount. Maybe this is it. Showing $1.65. We're showing $1.60 now at a few books. Maybe the Red Sox will take a little action. Take the steam. They are the Red Sox after all. But, we know so far that it's been Brewers right there is one of the top teams in the league. Starting pitching coming through. Relief pitching outstanding so far. Red Sox just a 500 team thus far, so maybe even a little bit uncomfortable as far as $1.60. But I would just think today, Red Sox have been hitting, but Peralta I think a little better than his stats might indicate at this point, and I think it's going to be real tough for a lot of these Red Sox bats today. He's got what is 3.18? That's still pretty good. Yeah. Brewers now have won 14 of 18. They're 5-1 at home. Boston 12-6-2 to the over thus far. Brewers have gone over in their last 6 games. I'm not sure about the total yet, but let's take Milwaukee in this one. See if the chat agrees. Doesn't look like a lot of opinion on this. Though he likes the Brewers. Butterscotch likes the Brewers. Scotch said sprinkle the run line. And Red Sox says Red Sox says Corday. Corday says Red Sox struggling here on the road of late. Oh man, that's trouble. That's bad news. Curtis
losses. Yikes.
Huh?
I said 11 losses as road dogs, huh? Yikes.
Yeah, well, that's got to date back to last season a little bit.
Obviously.
They only have 10 losses overall, but Burley says he's on the Brew Crew, Matt, on the Brew Crew. All right, we'll take him.
All right.
I'm not going to be afraid, like I said, I'm not going to be afraid at this point of even laying a little bit. I was mentioning about the favorites at this point. Maybe it's a case of the haves and have-nots coming up. That would not be a good thing for baseball, but maybe it's just a bit of an anomaly here early on. All right, here's the Nationals and Trevor Williams, Mr. Personality, going up against the Twins, Tyler Molly, minus 220. And this total's down to 7.5. Yes, Steam came in on the under.
Yeah, that Minnesota Red Sox series was, interesting. They didn't get all the wins there, but they did score 19 runs in those 3 games versus the Red Sox. So I don't really think we'll have a problem here today getting over the total. These 2 pitchers have, pretty high walk rates, high ERAs. I think we're getting over the total here today, Ramon.
All right, Mindy on the over here with the Nationals and the Twins. Yeah, Molly's going to be good against the right-handers. I don't know about the left-handers, but neither lineup is impressing me so far. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to agree with you here. I'm going to think that the Twins can roll. I think in this one, let's take a look and see if the chat has the Butterscotch is on the Twins. Talking about the temperatures there, says Matt, I'm showing right now. In fact, looks like some possible weather situation here. I'm showing a pretty strong chance of some rain. Not necessarily my weather site says just a 5% chance this game gets postponed, but likely precipitation during the game that maybe could delay, or maybe the game could be played at the start and then have rain in the middle. So that does make things a little bit awkward. Matt talks about the wind blowing out. I'm showing it, 9 to 11 miles an hour. Pretty brisk, I'd say. Curtis likes the over as well. Brent likes the Twins. Got a couple on the Twins here, run line. So I will take the Twins on the run line in this one. Against the Nats. No, the Nats are, definitely struggling. Lost 5-13. That's right now not great. So Twins have gone under 11 of their 18 games, so 11 of their 19 games so far with a couple of pushes. But Pick Zombie says, let's go Twins. All right, here we go. Just a couple more, Mindy. Here we have the Royals and the Angels. All right, Mindy. Well, I'm sure you could talk about your favorite pitcher here, Taylor Clark, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's pitched 2 innings this year. Yes, he is my fave. How did you know?
The other guy, Otani, I'm not sure of any. I don't know about him, but Taylor Clark. Tell me about this game.
I mean, he has a 0 ERA so far. I mean, Clark does. So, hey, maybe he's going to be able to give them a run for their money.
Yeah,
I
might outduel Otani here.
But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go under this total. I don't know too much about Clark. The Angels have been struggling a little bit offensively. They just can't be consistent enough, especially with guys on base. I know Otani is going to, keep this Royals team down. I mean, they can't hit, righties or lefties. Otani, 44% K rate. That's where I'm going to head to the under.
All right, Mindy takes the under. Obviously, I think she's thinking that Shohei is going to go out there and dominate, I would think, in this one is what she's saying to us. See if I can pull up these lineups here a little bit. I would like to see what I'm dealing with a little bit in this one. See what you guys have to say in the chat as well.
Everyone's on the Royals. We don't even have to really look at it.
They're not on the Royals. Come
what?
on.
Are you sure? I'll just pretend I can't see the chat.
Neil says Angels have to be the play. And boy, is it up to 300 now? Still showing some 275s, 8.5 over 20, but boy, did any steam come in on there? That's interesting. 8.5. Let me make sure of that total right now. I'm going to take a look at the odds screen. 8.5 over for the most part is the line currently, so it has gone up a little bit to 8.5 over 20 or so. 8.5 over. I wonder if I've got this wrong. If I typed it in wrong, let me one more time. Pardon me, just a moment.
I have 8.5.
Well, but I had 8 over listed there early, and I just don't think that was ever the case. So, yeah, okay. I just didn't want to confuse anybody either that there would be such a significant line move to the over, because that definitely has not been the case. So, this lineup's in for it against Otani for sure. I'm going to lay a run line here with the Angels and Otani. I think some folks in the chat might be, well, not a lot of opinion here actually on this game, even though we were joking about it. I had mentioned, Mindy, about the Angels bullpen. That they've had some bad outings, but the numbers are overall pretty decent.
Well, I mean, they're decent compared to the Royals, right? I mean,
okay. Well, yeah, Royals at the bottom right now.
Yes, they are currently in the cellar. But yeah, I mean, the Angels have six saves compared to the 2 for the Royals. Royals sitting at a 6.89 ERA. Angels 3.27. It's one of those that the Royals do have more strikeouts, though. They've pitched 74. Angels only 69, but the Royals have given up 12 home runs. in their bullpen outings, and Angels only 4.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Because Angels, I think 7th in bullpen ERA, 8th in bullpen WHIP. So I didn't know. I'm not saying that they can't give up some runs, but to the Royals, I don't know if they can. Royals have lost 9 of 10 now, no doubt about it. Struggling. They've gone over in 9 of their last 11, but that's just because they give it up. The Angels have gone under in 6 of 9. Their Angels aren't playing that well either. They've just gone 4-7 in their last 11 games. But Ohtani, what was the comment there by the Angels get too much credit? I don't think it's I think it's Ohtani. And you mentioned it, Minnie. The numbers are just still outstanding. It's not like, sure, he might give some up. Remember, he only pitched 2 innings in that last game, and it got rained out. Rain came, and they didn't send him back out there. So let's think we're going to get Ohtani with his ERA under 1 so far. I'll take the Angels on the run line. I thought there was a few more plays here. Oh, yeah, great. Butterscotch had mentioned it. And okay, here comes some of the plays now. Angels run line. I think it's that's the way I'm going to go. The Royals, they're funny. They do actually show some a little bit of fight to cover a few run lines. Let's see what their run line record is at this point. Yeah, pick zombie. Right. I got the Royals as the worst bullpen ERA now, all for sure. I want to say hello to G Ski here today. Here's a prop from Pick Zombies. He wants, maybe he's just giving us. I don't know if it says Ohtani minus 7.5 Ks. Plus what is that? That means
it might just be. I'm gonna say it's just a dash.
That means under.
Well, no, I mean Ohtani. He put, I think, a dash.
Oh, okay.
And then 7.5.
It's 7.5 Ks. Okay.
That was responding to Butterscotch, I believe.
Thank you. Minus 1.5, minus 140. I'll do it. Okay. Padres and the Diamondbacks. Well, I talked about how I like my Padres on the road, and I don't like them at home, but they do have a tough matchup here against Zach Gallen for sure. So Padres aren't hitting. There's no doubt about it. They did come through with some offense yesterday for sure. They got a big lead. Diamondbacks came back to tie it. Padres eventually take the lead and win the game. You like Seth Lugo. He's pitched well, but Zach Gallen is certainly pitching well also.
Yeah, I mean, Gallen pitches well versus the Padres, 14 Ks per 9 innings. And then at home, Lugo, 1.5 ERA. I'm going to go ahead and go under the total here today, under 8.5 here.
Mindy wants to go under here. Lugo, 2.7 ERA, looking good so far. Padres have won all 3 of his starts. The Padres are on the road here, but Zach Gallen hasn't given up a run yet. Boy, looks good. Arizona, they're in first place still, 11-8. Padres are 9-11. Maybe this feels like the spot for me. You said, Mindy, total?
I'm going to go under, yes.
Yeah, a total under. Mm-hmm. And I think there was some steam on the over, so I think you're getting a pretty good price here. 9 over 30 now. Let me update that. I mean, that's a whole run of value. If you guys like the under, you're definitely getting a great price. If you like the over, maybe that ship has sailed. I don't know. I see Zach Gallen out there, and I think I've got a pretty good pitcher. I see Lugo with those good numbers. I agree with you, Mindy. Let's go under. Padres and Diamondbacks, especially at 9. I do like this. I do like this under quite a bit. Probably was going to go premium there, and you can see what Curtis has it as a lock. Blake says Arizona. And here's a Nerfie today from Thomas Lewis, our first Nerfie of the day. How about that? Lugo's allowed a run in the first inning in one of his 3 starts. Zach Gallen is not allowed a run in the first inning yet. So Arizona's 20 games, there's been 8 times a run has been scored in the first inning. Padres 21 games, 7 times a run has been scored in the first inning. Here comes Luis is on Arizona. Brent's going to tail us here. Verley, he's going Arizona first 5. Butterscotch on Arizona. Takia's found a 9.5. That's not surprising, seeing that I put on the screen 9 over 30. That definitely would say probably 9.5 under minus 125 or so. So maybe you got the price there for us. All right, we're almost done here. Sorry for the delays today. Cardinals and Mariners, Mats and Kirby. In this one, Kirby $1.30, 8 under 15. Move to the under big time.
Well, I mean, the Mariners prefer to hit right-handed pitching here, and I just think that they've been pretty bad so far. I'm gonna go ahead and I like the Mariners bullpen here a little bit. I think they've been better. They kind of quit walking guys. I'm gonna take the Mariners here on the money line.
All right, and you'll take the home team, the Mariners here. Mats has lost all 3 starts so far. Seattle's got a decent bullpen, I'd say. They're about 10th in the league so far with a 3.42 ERA. Whip's a little bit high, considering that at a 1.38, so they've been working out of a little bit of some jams. All right. Man, let's see here, Mindy. When I see this, oh, boy. Mats, those are just bad numbers. You're right. I mean, I mentioned they lost all 3 games. Pretty high ERA, and Kirby's been pretty outstanding. I almost want to trust the Cardinals bats here, but now that I see some of those numbers, I'm not so sure. I'm going to take the over in this one, I would think. Seattle's gone over in 6-3-1 in their last 10 home games. Kirby's gone over in all 3 starts, and the Cardinals have gone over in 4 straight. I'll take the over in this one with the Cardinals and the Mariners. Man, I'm not it's 8. I like that.
Same.
All right, last game. Let's get out of here. We got to get out of here. This cost us about 10 or 15 minutes back there. All right, Joey Lucchese. Hello, Joey Lucchese. What is going on with the – how are the Mets going to win the World Series with this rotation? I don't think – if any of their guys are all on the injured list now, whatever. Joey Lucchese hasn't pitched in 2 years. He's going up against DeSclafani here. It's a good thing the Mets can hit, because I think their whole rotation is out right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I look on there. I got 0 inning pitch, 0 yard. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing on him, right? It's going to be interesting. But I do think DeSclafani has been really, really bad. He's struggled, especially versus the Mets in his career. Giants suddenly can't score at all. I feel like I just still have to take the Mets on the money line, no matter who they pitch. That's how I'm going to go.
Let's go, Joey Lucchese. Let's throw him out there and just figure the Mets in that great offense. Nimmo, MVP.
Yeah, suddenly.
Nimmo, MVP, anybody? Looking great there. Maybe doesn't have the overall pop to get it done long term, but man, he's hot. Maybe some of these guys can smash here today. Lindor, McNeil. So I'm going to have to take the Mets in this one with you, Mindy. Is it at a pick still? Boy, I think they might even – well, I'm showing the Giants a slight favorite in a few places. Here comes Blake on the Mets. Here's Curtis on the under. As a lot, Corday says go under. The Steam came in on the over. And – hey, Ricky Blanks. I don't know what that means today, but it sure is good to see you, Mindy. Do you know what 314?
3:14 today. No?
Okay.
Should I?
don't know either, but good to see Ricky. He hasn't been here in a few days, certainly. So, all right, that's it, Mindy. We'll take the Mets. We got to get out of here. This show went too long because of the delays that we had. And Ricky does throw in his pick in there on a previous game. So good to have you guys. Thanks a lot. Head on over to our website, tonyspicks.com. You'll find our premium picks. Those are our best picks every day. Over at Tony's Picks, we'll have premiums. Mindy and I, we've got done with this show here, so we can go in there and put our picks in here as fast as we can. Try to beat the deadline a little bit. I'll have late steam for sure today on this baseball card, especially after yesterday. Let's take a look. Mindy says we've got the Hawks plus 5.5, and we're going to take the Nuggets and we're going to put them on the money line. And here we come with the Bruins in the NHL. That's our NHL play right there. Hey, over at tonyspicks.com, check out our premium picks. Check out our free picks blog. We got previews of every game. Don't forget, you can go in there in the major leagues, take a look. I mean, there's write-ups of every game. You don't have to trust Mindy and I necessarily all the time, but take a look. You can see all the dates. Well, the Astros-Braves game is up, and all the other ones will follow, but we've got NBA picks as well. There come the baseball plays. You see them there all for April 21st, and hockey as well. So we got previews of every game up there, all the major sports. So check out our All Cappers tab there. You'll find all of our handicappers over at Tony Hicks. Click on their handicapper profile page, and you can learn a little bit more about our handicappers. You can see me, for example, up there with my records, but you can see my little profile that I wrote, Mr. Writer, if you will. All right, Mindy, there you got.
I think the 314 is St. Louis zip code.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
because I had to be like, what's 314 today? So I think it comes up as
maybe Ricky's. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that, but it does make sense now. Maybe Ricky's from that area. Thanks, Jerome. We'll be here tomorrow. Says have a good weekend, but don't forget to join us tomorrow with more morning steam. We'll be back for weekend edition, and we'll have a few more sports in there. I'll probably I'm on a roll in minor league football, so I'll have a few plays in there as well. Join us for the morning steam tomorrow. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Want to thank everybody in the chat today. Sorry if I missed any picks or anything like that. That's just the way it went down. But pick up some premium pick packages from us if you would like. We're pretty hot, Mindy and I. So just appreciate everybody putting up with us. Let's end the show because it just took way too long today. Thank you. Thank you to Butterscotch. Put those money eyes up there. All right. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.